Recently, I did a video talking about how good it felt to pay off my daughter's car. Just last week, we made the final payment, and it was a relief. We have a car payment on my wife's car, we have a car payment on my car, and we had a car payment on our daughter's car, and we finally got one of them paid off. My wife's will be paid off in April or May, and then I got a little bit longer on mine. Anyway, a handful of people have expressed this thought, so I just grabbed one of the comments and pulled it out. This person says, why wasn't she paying it? Because that's not the arrangement we made with her. We try to help our kids as much as humanly possible. And when our oldest, meaning the oldest that Renee and I had together, when Magnolia turned 16, we gave her a car. We were in a position where we didn't have to take out a car payment at that point in time because almost a year prior, my father passed away and left behind his, what was it, an '07 Ford Escape. I think it was an '07 Ford Escape. The point being is it was in great condition. It was a great starter car. I knew who the only owner of it was. So we sat on it for almost a year after he passed and then gave it to Magnolia because we knew she was going to be 16 and have a need for a car coming up. When it was Lily's turn to get a car, we found this little Jeep Renegade where we buy our Jeeps from. I have a Jeep Cherokee. My wife has a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and we found this Jeep Renegade there. It was a 2015. Looked like it was good mileage, the whole shoot and match. So we bought it. We went in and we took out a note on it, and that was her car. And we finally got it paid off. My son's 13. We got 3 years until he needs to drive. By that point in time, both of our cars will be paid off. And we'll probably hand one of those two cars down to him, and one of us will go get a new car. We were just talking about it yesterday as to who it would be. Like I said, my wife has a 2019 Grand Cherokee, and I have a 2021 Cherokee. They're both in fine shape. My wife's 2019 has just under 60,000 miles on it, and she doesn't work anymore. So she rarely uses it. She goes 15 miles to her mom's house 3 days a week. Yeah, like nothing, you know what I mean? And most of the time when we go somewhere, it's in my car, and I work right fucking here. So my commute to work is from one end of the house to the other. So both of them, either one of them would be a good car for him. The goal is to pay cash for a new car the next time around and not take on another note. We'll see if that's the reality of the situation. That's, like I said, that's in 3 years. But the reason she wasn't paying for it is because we were trying to help. So the way we set it up with our kids is we'll provide you with a car when you turn 16. Whether that be a car that we own outright that we can just give you, or whether that be a car that we're going to give you that's going to be in our name that we're carrying a note on, we're going to provide you with a vehicle so that you can get to work, you can get to school, you can begin. I don't want my kids going out and driving for the first time at 18. I want them learning in their teens how to drive. And by the time they're 18, have a few years under their belt. So we provide a vehicle at 16. We pay the insurance. We pay the repairs, the oil changes, the repairs, the upkeep, the maintenance. You put gas in the motherfucker. And that's the deal, right? You are responsible for putting gas in it and not fucking around in it, or we yank the car from you. Everything else we'll cover to get you up and going. So once you're out of the house, that ends. So Maggie moved out at 18 or whatever, shortly after 18, I think it was. And so she's on her own now. And when Lily graduates college, she's on her own. And that's kind of the rule that we've laid down is, she's still living in the house, but when she graduates, whether she stays here for a couple of years or she immediately moves out, she's on her own at that point in time, and then it's all her responsibility: insurance, repairs, maintenance, shit like that. And the same will come up with Tommy. We'll take care of his insurance and whatnot, but he's got to put gas in the car. I think it's a pretty decent deal for the kids. Yeah, it means that there are more cars in our names and more things that can go wrong and more shit that we got to repair and all of that good stuff. But I don't think that you should have to work at 16, 17 hard enough to afford a car payment, or hard enough that you have to save thousands of dollars to buy a car. Gone are the days where you go out and buy a decent car for $1,500. It's not happening anymore. I wouldn't let my kid drive in a car that you can go pick up for $1,500 right now. If you want a decent used car, you're looking at 7, 8, 9,000 on the low end. So yeah, we try to help. That's why she wasn't making the car payment, because that was our arrangement with her.